So in this session, we'll discuss the topic equilibrium, and equilibrium is related to the reversible reaction. What are reversible reactions? Reactions in which the reactant, like example here you can see nitrogen and hydrogen. So these reactant can form a product, and a product can decompose and form back the reactant. We call that as reversible reaction. And for a reversible reaction, we define a term equilibrium. What is the meaning of term equilibrium? The term equilibrium means when the rate of the forward reaction is equals to the rate of the backward reaction, and there is no change in the concentration of the reactant and the product. There's no change. The concentration of the reactant, it's not like concentration of a reactant will be equal to concentration of the product, but the concentration change will be zero. So if we say, like example, nitrogen and hydrogen, if 1 mole or say 1 gram of nitrogen and hydrogen form ammonia, at the same time 1 gram of ammonia will decompose and form back the nitrogen and hydrogen. So we call, whenever rate of forward and backward reactions are same, we call that term as equilibrium, and it is refers to dynamic equilibrium. Dynamic refers to movement. So when the rate of the forward reaction is equals to the rate of the backward reaction and there is no change in the concentration, we define this term, or we say that is equilibrium. So if we have two reactants, like example A and B are the two reactants, and when they react with each other, they're forming a product C, and this product C can decompose and form back the reactant again. So if A and B are reacting and forming a product C, and at the same time C can decompose and form back A and B, if equal amount of formation, rate of formation and decomposition, then we say it is at equilibrium. But what will happen if one of the rate is faster than the other? Like example, if we say 2 grams of A and B are forming C, but at the same time 1 gram of C decompose. So in this case, the forward reaction is more than the backward reaction. So if forward reaction is more than the backward reaction, what we say equilibrium is, it is not in equilibrium, or equilibrium is shifted towards the right hand side. And opposite will happen if we have A and B, which are the reactants, and they're forming a product C, and product C can decompose, form back A and B, the two reactants. So example, A and B, when they are reacting, forming C, say 1 gram is there, but the C decomposed, greater rate of decomposition of a C. So this is not in equilibrium, because in this case the rate of the backward reaction is more than the rate of the forward reaction. So we say it is not in equilibrium. When it is not in equilibrium, backward is more, so we say or use the term equilibrium is shifted towards left hand side. So there are different factors which can change the position of equilibrium, which can affect the position of equilibrium. So the factors affecting the position of equilibrium. So what are the factors which can alter or have effect on the equilibrium? It can be the concentration, it can be the temperature, or it can be the pressure, or we can say the volume for gases only, because we cannot change the volume of the liquid or solid by applying a pressure. So if we have a gaseous reactant or gaseous product, then if they have different like amount of the gaseous reactant or product, the equilibrium is affected by changing the pressure. So the first factor, how the concentration affect the position of equilibrium. The effect of the concentration on the position of equilibrium. So if we add reactant or we remove the product. So if we add reactant or remove product, what we'll observe? We'll observe the equilibrium will shift towards the right hand side. And opposite will happen if we remove the reactant or we add a product. The equilibrium, the balance will shift towards the left hand side. So how these parameters affect the change in concentration is affecting or shifting the equilibrium. Example, you have a reaction in which A and B are the reactant and they are forming a product C. So we have example 5 at equilibrium, we have 5 grams of A and B, and we have example 7 grams of C. And it is equilibrium, at equilibrium, so it means initially the rate of the forward reaction is equals to rate of backward. Like if 1 gram of out of 5, if 1 gram of A and B is reacting and forming a product, at the same time 1 gram of C will decompose and form back the reactant, so there is no change in concentration. But if we add reactant, like if we carry out any one of the change, if we add reactant, like originally we were having 5 gram, but now we are changing the amount of the reactant, we are taking 10 gram. So 5 gram was forming 1 gram of a product, but now we change to 10 gram. So the moment we change to 10 gram, what will happen at that moment? Because more particles of the reactant, so as more particles of a reactant, more product will form. If 5 gram is forming 1 gram of a product, so 10 gram will form 2 grams of a product. But this, at the moment when we add the reactant, because it was 7 gram of a product, so the 7 gram of a product will form the same amount of reactant. So the forward 2 grams is forming as compared to a backward only 1 gram. So what we can say that equilibrium or the balance is shifted towards the right hand side. As you can see, the rate of the forward reaction is more and the rate of backward reaction is small. So adding a reactant or opposite can happen, we can remove the product, then the rate of the backward reaction will be slower and the forward reaction relatively faster. Then we also say the equilibrium is shifted towards the right hand side. Is it clear? The first example, the first effect of the concentration on position of equilibrium. Any doubt in this? The first part. The second is temperature. The effect of the temperature, it depends on the type of the reaction, the forward reaction. Temperature can affect the rate of the reaction. It can also alter the position of equilibrium or the balance. So if we have an endothermic reaction in which the reactant is having low energy and the product is having high energy. So reactant is having low energy and the product is having high. And exothermic, the reactant is having high energy and the product is having low energy. This is the energy profile diagram for the chemical reactions, exo and endothermic reactions. So this is on y-axis we have energy. This is also energy. So the reactants are forming a product. At the same time, the product can decompose and form back the reactant. And same thing, the reactant is forming a product. At the same time, the product can decompose and form back the reactants. This is the endothermic reaction, the first one. And the second one is exothermic reaction. So there's a different effect on endo and exothermic reactions. Like example, if the reaction is endothermic and we are changing the temperature, so what two ways we can change the temperature? We can either increase the temperature or decrease the temperature. So if a reaction is endothermic and we are increasing a temperature, and same way if a reaction is endothermic and we are decreasing a temperature. And for exothermic reactions, reaction is exothermic and we are increasing a temperature, and the reaction is exothermic, we are decreasing a temperature. So what will happen? First, for an endothermic reactions, if we are increasing a temperature means we are supplying more energy. So if we supply more energy, which reaction it will favor? Because the reactants have low energy and the product is having high energy. So reactant will take energy and they will start to form more product. So as a result, what will happen? The forward reaction will increase, like because more product means the forward reaction will, the rate of the forward reaction is higher than the backward reaction. So equilibrium will shift towards the right hand side. So the shifting of equilibrium for endothermic reaction, it is towards the right hand side. And if we decrease the temperature, we reduce the temperature, so we remove the energy. So as a result, when we remove the energy, reactant and product both have energy, but the product energy is more. So most of the energy is lost by the product, and as a result, what will happen? It will form the reactant. So when it will form more reactant or greater amount of reactant, so we say equilibrium is shifted towards the left hand side. Same is there for exothermic reactions in which the reactant have more energy and the product is having less. We are increasing temperature. We have both reactant and product. But because we are increasing temperature, so the one which can take greater amount of energy is the product. As it is having a low energy, so most of the energy is taken by the product, and as it will take energy or greater proportion of energy, it will form more reactant. So as more reactants are formed, so we say equilibrium is shifted towards left hand side. And if we decrease the temperature, we reduce the temperature, the reactants have high energy, product is having less energy, so we reduce the temperature, reactants start to lose that energy and they will start to form a product. So when they start to form a product, we say the equilibrium is shifted towards the right hand side. So the position of the equilibrium is affected by changing the temperature, and it is always the same. If the forward reaction is endothermic, increase in temperature shift the equilibrium towards the right hand side, and if it is it's if you decrease the temperature, it will shift towards the left. And opposite will happen for exo. If you increase the temperature, it will shift towards the left hand side, and decrease in temperature will shift the equilibrium towards the right hand side. Is it clear, this part? The effect of temperature on the position of equilibrium. Then the effect of pressure, and this is only valid for gases when we have either gaseous reactant or product. So if we increase the pressure, equilibrium will shift towards side, and if we increase pressure or reduce volume, the equilibrium shift towards the side where less moles of gas are present. And opposite will happen. This is when we are increasing a temperature, the equilibrium is shift towards the side where less moles of gas are present. And opposite will happen So effect of the pressure, that increase in pressure shift toward the side when we increase the pressure, the volume will decrease and it will shift towards the side where we have less moles of gas. And opposite will happen if we decrease the pressure or we increase the volume. Equilibrium will shift towards the side where we have more moles of gas. So this is always the case. The factor which affect the position of equilibrium, it depends on the gaseous reactant and the number of our product and the number of the moles especially. So example, we have manufacture of ammonia by a Haber process. When nitrogen is reacting with hydrogen, as a result it will form ammonia. So nitrogen and hydrogen, when we both are gas at room temperature, and as well as ammonia is also a gas at room temperature. So nitrogen and hydrogen, the total number of moles of reactant 4 and total number of moles of product 2. So when we increase the pressure, where the equilibrium will shift, if we increase the pressure, it will shift towards the side where less moles. So increase in the pressure will shift towards the right hand side. But if we decrease the pressure, the equilibrium will shift towards the left hand side. So decrease in pressure or increase in volume, it will shift the equilibrium towards side where more moles of a gas are present, and opposite will happen if we increase the pressure or reduces the volume, then equilibrium will shift towards the side where we have less moles of a gas. But if we have equal number of the moles of a gas or there are no gas particles, then there is no effect of pressure. Like example, two reactants A and B are there and they are forming a gaseous product C. So A is in a gaseous state, B is also, as well as C. So 2 moles of gaseous reactant and 2 moles of gaseous product. So in this case, there is no effect of equilibrium. Like there's no effect of pressure on equilibrium. Sorry, by mistake I said equilibrium only. It is no effect of pressure on the position of equilibrium. And same way, if we have a reaction such as, like example, calcium carbonate is decomposed into calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. So calcium carbonate is solid, calcium oxide is also a solid, carbon dioxide is a gas. So what will happen, even though on the left hand side we have 0 moles of gas, but on the right hand side this is 0 plus 1, so 1 mole of a gas. So what will happen when we increase the pressure, it will shift toward the side where less moles of a gas. So one side we have 1, another side we have 0. So when we increase the pressure, where the equilibrium will shift, for this example, it will shift toward side where we have less moles. Because 0 is less than 1, that's why it will shift towards the left hand side. Is it clear how the pressure is affecting the position of equilibrium? So now we'll do some questions related to topic rate, redox and reversible reactions.